Hi everyone, this is the tutorial for Sarah's Place. My name is Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. So this song starts off with a finger picking part. What we need to do is get our ring finger, put it on fret 3. Don't use any other fingers because we're going to need those later on. And what we do is we start off with a 3 on the E string alongside your G string. And we go from those two notes up to a B string by itself, then back to the G string. We then have the E string with that fret number 3 and the B string. It's kind of inverts itself. So slowly up to now we have. We then take that ring finger and move it down a string to fret 3 on the A, and that's when we get the pointy finger and put it on fret 1 of the B string. It's kind of like a C major chord without needing that middle finger. And what we do is play the A string and the G string, B string which is fret 1, and then back to the G string. So we have this. We then go to the G and the B again. Then we have the C shape, but this time play the 3 on the A string and the 1 on the B string. So the second bit sounds like this. We then go back to the G shape. And then we have a D major chord. And we play the D string, 2 on the G, 3 on the B. Like that. Then a C major chord, and then we go into a G major chord, which is when the vocals come in. So for that full introduction we have this. So when the vocals come in, we have a couple of chords that we start strumming. Now I'm going to use a plectrum for it. You can use your fingers and continue to use them if you like, but the first chord is a G major chord, then a C and back to G. So the full C major chord is 3 on the A string, 2 on the D, 0 on the G, 1 on the B, and an open E string, and the G chord, 3 on the G, 2 on the A, 0, 0, 0, and 3 on the high E string. And the rhythm for that is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So they cut to that C chord and then straight off it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Now those chords that we just played there, we play 4 times in a row before we get to this pattern. D, C, G. Again, just light strumming for this first part of the song. The D major chord is an open D string, 2 on the G, 3 on the B, and 2 on the high E string. And that is the first verse. So the next verse is when the full band kicks in. I believe that's when Noah starts singing. And we have most of the same chords, but this time we start strumming. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. However, the structure of the chords goes like this. G, C, G. Then it repeats. G, C, G. And again, G, C, G. However, we then go E minor, C, G. And then D, C, G. So there's a lot of different sections to that, mostly G, C, and then back to G. There was an E minor chord I played there. E minor is 0 on the E string, 2, 2 on the A and D strings, then 0 on the bottom few strings, and then eventually it goes back to that D, C and G chord. Time for the chorus. Now the chorus brings in some new ideas, and the first chord we need is an A minor chord. A minor, or open A string, 2, 2 on the D and G, 1 on the B, and an open E string. And what happens is we play that for a bar. We then go to what we call a C/B, which is just like a C chord, but that finger stays the same, but this one on the A string, fret number 2. Sounds a bit strange, but it resolves up to a C major chord that we've already used. So the chorus sounds like this: A minor, C/B, 2 bars of C. And those 3 chords there loop round 3 times. And then there's this lovely shape, again used a lot in kind of country folk music. And what it is that shape there. They finish off the chorus with that shape, which, if you can spot, this shape here is just a C major chord. So that shape there shifted up 1, 2 frets, and we play that for a couple of bars. Now let's talk about the strumming of the verse and the chorus, because they're pretty much the same. We've got this idea. Really common strumming pattern, which is down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Slowly, that is down, down, up, down, up. And what I'm trying to do is stress the second strum. So that second downstroke, it just adds a little bit more emphasis and makes it sound far nicer. So after the first chorus, we have a guitar solo, and that is out the scope of this video for now. I'm just going over the main chords. And the chords for that section are G, C, G. We then have a second verse. The second verse exactly the same as the first verse, except we don't play D, C and G at the end. It instead goes to a chorus, and that chorus is exactly the same as the previous chorus. So we're getting tons of repetition. However, we then have a bridge section, which is a little bit different. The bridge is a bit more chilled out. We have C major, G major, D, add in a D sus4 if you know it. D sus4 just takes normal D major, add the little finger onto fret number 3. And that will get you through the bridge if you play it 3 times in a row. We then start to get even more repetition. We have a chorus, exactly the same as the previous few choruses, and then we have an outro. Now the outro is a little bit different. So the outro has G for a bar, then C. We then do that 4 times in a row. And then D, C, G. Then the very last part is a G, C, G, C, G. But what we're doing is gently strumming. That's when I think both of them sing at the same time, and they're just sustaining it in a nice quiet way to end the song. They talk about buying a Gibson, which I would love. However, bit off topic there. So if you are interested in getting the chord chart as well as the chords and the lyrics matching up, head on over to Patreon. There's a link in the description. I've wrote it out. I've made sure everything's correct. So it saves you from making any mistakes if you write it out. So thank you very much for watching. My name's Billy, and I shall see you in the next video.